Hello everybody and welcome to another knockoff review. In today's video I'm taking a look at the latest offering from Black Mamba in the form of their Mechanical Alliance Deformation movie series oversized studio series Bumblebee. Now we've already had one oversized studio series Bumblebee and this is their second offering, giving us our Bumblebee only even bigger. I've got some nice artwork on the front here. Around the side we've got the movie series, and on the back there we've got B in his bot mode, and we've got the accessories that come with him. This is part of the deformation line, and there's a picture of the, I think it was the Age of Extinction version of Optimus Prime there as well. Now the big guy comes in a plastic clamshell, albeit it's not really the most robust of clamshells, but it kind of holds him in place. And here we have the big guy out of his plastic prison. He's not bad, at all. He feels very nicely done. Now this is obviously aimed at the younger audience. It doesn't have the high levels of detail that their movie masterpiece version does. This is based on the studio series, so it is kind of a simplified figure. It's not without its flaws. It is quite backpack heavy, and those doors still don't locate really where they should do, but my goodness me, he's a very imposing figure and he looks remarkably good on display. The downside being is 28 centimeters in height. Where on earth do you put him? Where does he fit in with our current collections? Even their 30 centimeter LS03, that scale is completely off. Prime was much taller than Bumblebee. This guy is just absolutely gigantic. I mean, we're talking about scaling more in scale with the likes of the Taikong Zan Optimus Prime, a big 18-incher in comparison to this guy. That's the nearest thing we're going to get to an accurate scale. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's still very impressive. I love the levels of detailing in the sculpt there. We've got a space on top there for his emblems. We've got those translucent lights. We have the blade which can detach and attach to the arm. We do have some articulation on the fingers. This arm can be removed. Switch that out for his working arm. That's how it comes in the package. I mean, the head sculpt is pretty nice. I do like that. Being Studio Series, we don't have any of the function that we have with the MPM, so we get a ball mounted head which we can pop off, and we can pop on their battle masked head, which I personally like. I just would have preferred if that was kind of a netting material over the eyes as opposed to the bright metallic, but beggars can't be choosers. Very nice mix of plastics, really well made. Lots of die cast in these feet, which really does help with his balance. I would have liked maybe some rubber on the tires, etc., but this is a budget figure, so you really get what you pay for. I mean, to give you an idea, that is the TE Optimus Prime, who is more or less MP10 heights. The Bumblebee, the smaller of the two, is Black Mamba's first oversized offering of the Studio Series B. So, I mean, that gives you a pretty good idea of how much of a monster this Bumblebee is. Here he is with the rest of his swarm. We have the Masterpiece MPM movie Bumblebee at the very front there, next to the KBB oversized Masterpiece. And over on the far side there, we have the Blue Circle oversized Bumblebee, based on the MPM Bumblebee. And we have the Black Mamba LS03 Optimus Prime there. As you can see, Bumblebee is a very large figure. Personally, I think the scale with their smaller, oversized figure. Kind of works better with Prime. It comes up just above his crotch. But this guy does have some perks, especially when we get him changed into his alt mode. And before we get him transformed up, let's just check out the articulation. The head does move left and right, is ball mounted, so we do get some rotation in there as well. Shoulders come up, around, everything's on friction joints, bend on the elbow. There's some rotation on those hands as well, rotation on the waist. Hips can come out on ratchets, out to the side on friction. Get a nice bend on that knee, kind of curved calves there. The feet can go up and down, and we do get a tilt on that foot as well. But there's just a lot of play around these lower legs and these knees, and he's fairly back heavy as well, so he doesn't really want to stay where you put him. You have to kind of work the pose to get the balance to the best of his abilities. Right, let's just disengage the weapons, and if you've switched out the arms, then change that back. These tab in so firmly on this model. Right, we are going to tackle the transformation. So let's start with the backpack. That's just going to slide out and move out of the way for now. Come down to these legs. This tab lifts up, pushing on the calf section, disengages the leg. To rotate the waist so that this section is at the front, these can then go down, and these back panels can come up and tab together. He says chest tabs are locked in. You want to just pull and move those up. This whole piece here is going to come up, and we're going to bring these hands inwards and rotate these up, and these are going to come in and there's a small tab just inside of this chest that's going to lock and hold that into position. There's a tab just here. These wheels are going to fold out and they will tab in on either side, and you want to sort out these windows. So we open up the door, bring this piece out, that's just going to all tab in together. Open up this roof panel, slide that forwards, make sure these kneecap pieces are slid across so they can push down and push down, and those are going to meet in the middle and tab in nicely, and it's then just a matter of tabbing all of these panels in. So the doors will tab in to the sides on both sides like so, and we're going to bring this roof down, and everything he says is going to push and tab together nice and firmly. We have a space on the underside here for the weapon, pop that on, and then we've also got a space there for the gun, and then we have one Bumblebee with the piece on the bottom there. He doesn't really roll as well as I would like him to, so let's just move that tab, and these back ones do not want to stay in firmly. There we go. There we have one very large Bumblebee indeed. I mean, he is a big beast of a bot. If we bring in the likes of MP10, the Optimus Shine, absolutely dwarfs him. Bring in the likes of Human Alliance Sideswipe, absolutely dwarfs him. I mean, in this vehicle form, from front of the bumper to rear bumper. We're measuring just over 11 inches. That's around about 28, 29 centimeters in length as well. Now, if my maths serves me correctly, I think that works out as the beetle being around a 1/15th scale, which is pretty big. And the nearest I have to 1/15th is probably G.I. Joe's. They're probably more, what, they 1/18th, maybe slightly bigger. And then the next obviously step up from that is the Marvel Legends, which are 1/12th scale. But I think this works pretty well. I believe the beetle was about 5'2" in height, so it's quite a short cast. Really, for this to scale, he should be about there, I guess. But that's still pretty darn decent in my opinion. Now, not gonna lie though, it is a pretty darn decent vehicle and bot mode, hence the reason I got two of them. I ordered one from Sir Toys and I got one from TF Direct as well. I will include a link to both of those stores in the description below, just because I like how he looks in his bot mode, and the vehicle mode itself is absolutely divine. Maybe paint that up a little bit to look a bit more kind of rusty, but overall it's a very good looking figure and it's a fun toy. I'm not scared to let my children play with this. It's big and robust, and if it breaks, it breaks. Chances are it won't, but it's not the end of the world if it does. It is pretty darn cheap and cheerful, pretty much what Black Mamba do best. Now, I do have the Black Mamba Sideswipe en route to me from TF Direct. Hopefully I should have him within the next day or so, so I'll get up the review of that. That's part of their Masterpiece series. I think he's about 18 centimeters tall, so that should scale pretty well with your MPM, Optimus Prime and B. But until then, thank you all very much for watching. From myself and the oversized Bumblebee, goodbye.